I was very honored to spend a weekend retreat on the farm Poplar Grove in Colesberg in the Karoo. It is the farm and Buddhist retreat center of Anthony Osler. And I remember the weekend as being one of true quiet, and the cold mornings being very crisp and invigorating, and the lazy winter sun bringing new life and a still energy into my being. I'm reading today from his book Stoop Zen, very South African Buddhist. And the title of the reading is Sentient Beings Are Suffering, and We Vow to Save Them All. There are 4 vows that are recited daily in Zen Buddhist monasteries. The person who lives for others, and this is the first of them. The Buddha tells us to look life straight in the eye, not to avoid it or wish it away. When we don't accept the true nature of our existence here, then we find ourselves trying to control this tumbling universe to suit us, to make it predictable and safe, dodging the uncomfortable bits and holding on to the pieces we like. Attachment. And we know from our experience that this clinging is futile, that it only leads to frustration and anxiety. This is the kind of suffering that the Buddha talked about, the kind of unnecessary suffering we need to be saved from. Of course, there is also the daily round of pain and disappointment to deal with, and this too is part of our spiritual practice. The more our hearts are open, the more there is a spontaneous sense of connection with everything we experience. Not as a moral duty, but as a natural outflow of simply being present. In practice, this vow means to give ourselves away to whoever is in front of us. Not all beings in a general and romantic sort of way, but to each person we meet, one by one, concretely. To my daughter, my dentist, or to young Sienna, whose child has a temperature. So that the person in front of me can walk away feeling worthy and accepted, believing in themselves just a little more. And from this, the next step follows quite naturally. Sienna puts her baby in the shade and sings it to sleep. It's also called compassion. Of course, this is not only about humans, but about everything we relate to. Every kitten, tree, plastic bag, meditation cushion. And when we forget to live like this, as we will, well, that's no problem either. We just say, okay, let's try again and again. When the dog kills a hedgehog, Emma and her little sister cry together. Then they wrap the hedgehog in a handkerchief. They say a prayer and they bury it under the apple tree. Very simple.